I have my own reservations with the bipartisan border deal that we've covered at length on this channel, mostly with it being a conservative fever dream that has no real mediation for immigration from a progressive viewpoint, like higher asylum claims, more judges, easier to get work visas, rather than just giving into Republican demands of trying to cut it off as much as you can than any left-leaning ideals. But as it's came back around and Republicans have again decided to torpedo something that answers all of the problems they themselves like to fearmonger about that really don't exist to the level they pretend it do, I think it's important to highlight how they themselves are even saying, some of them are saying, yeah, it would address it, while the other ones are saying, no, it wouldn't, to show the hypocrisy and the inability to legislate on their side, because at the end of the day, they're not going to vote on it because Trump told them not to. And let's start with Dan Crenshaw.
I'm extremely disappointed in the very strange maneuvering by many on the right to torpedo a potential border reform bill. If we have a bill that, on net, significantly decreases illegal immigration, and we sabotage that, that is inconsistent with what we told our voters we would do. People will make up whatever reasons they want to.
This bill addressed everything that Republicans could have asked for and have been pointing to for years now, from more advanced technology to catch fentanyl crossing the border, much more border agents, a decrease in asylum claims with a higher standard to qualify for asylum claims, an allowance for the president to unilaterally shut down the border if he sees fit if there's too many crossings. And Republicans torpedoed that. Why? Because they couldn't get the okay from the big boss to pass it. It just shows which side will come to the table, which side is willing to give up ground to get things done if they see enough negative sentiment from the American people, and which side is just stuck in campaign mode. And if you don't believe me, here's Trump himself saying he could be to blame.
And I'll fight it all the way. I notice a lot of the senators are trying to say respectfully they're blaming it on me. I said, that's okay, please blame it on me. Please.
Blame it on me. I know we've been clamoring about this issue for years and it's been stalemated for over a decade, but you can go ahead and blame me for withholding the thing I fearmonger to you about because, hey, what else would get me elected? This is stupid following stupid. I mean, there's not even another way to put it.
Speaker says that if one migrant comes across the border, that's one migrant too many, and your bill doesn't do enough to completely shut down the border.
Actually, it does completely shut down the border in many ways.
And Lankford is one of the most border hawkish Republicans that are out there. He worked on the bill himself. A lot of his asks were answered, and he still refuses to concede ground that it wouldn't shut down the border. He is blatantly honest about it, but Republicans still try to come along with their own ways to try and justify what they're doing. But at the end of the day, none of them had the courage to go against the big guy who told them not to, even though they sat down and hammered out bipartisan legislation where most of their asks were met. Again, not a single progressive ask were met. And they just said, no, sorry, we can't do it anymore. We didn't get permission. Mommy and daddy won't let me. They'll ground me if I do that. That's not how you legislate, for one. And it's definitely telling of who has their own best interests at heart in front of the American people's.